In 1932, a generous gift from Margaret Shannon established Shannon West Texas Memorial Hospital. Since then, hundreds of thousands of individuals in the Concho Valley have benefited from the high-quality healthcare Shannon has provided. To continue Mrs. Shannon's legacy of giving, the Shannon Annual Fund was created in 2001. The fund benefits multiple programs that affect both patients and associates at Shannon. Let's take a look at a few of these programs.
The Shannon Employee Benevolence Fund started about 20 years ago, and it was after an associate that worked in the ER had a flood at her house. Her co-workers gathered around, passed the hat, raised some money, and they were very, very gracious to her. So it's designed for any employee that's having some kind of a financial emergency. They would just call the chaplain's office. We start an application with them. We've got a committee of about 10 people that serve on this. They hear the need of the situation. We keep it very confidential, so they hear specifics about the case or about the situation that's at need, and then they're able to help, to a financial amount to help them out in their situation usually. It's the basis of what we're about at Shannon. We have this opportunity to kind of have a heart for our community, for our region that we care for, and it's just great that we start in-house first to take care of our own needs, and the associates that are doing that, it's as though they're giving from one to another. It's helping out. It's not coming from any other financing source outside of the hospital. It's the associates helping the associates.
The Patient Benevolence Fund really helps our patients have a safe transition out of the hospital. When patients leave the hospital and they're in the hospital, it's usually for an acute reason. Sometimes it's an exacerbation of a chronic condition. But when they leave the hospital, that's one of the most vulnerable time periods for them, making the transition from acute care to home or to wherever they're going. So the Benevolence Fund enables us to make that a safe process. So that can entail helping pay for medications that the patient can't afford, arranging transportation that they're not able to afford, whether that's an ambulance or a taxi or a bus ticket. It does a multitude of things. We've used the funds even to help pay for ramps for people to safely get back into their own homes. We pay for durable medical equipment with those funds, such as oxygen, BiPAPs, CPAPs, wheelchairs, different accessories and types of equipment that maybe insurance doesn't usually cover or that the patient cannot afford. So it does a plethora of things, but it helps mainly to ensure that there's a safer transition for the patient out of the hospital to wherever they're going next.
We are very fortunate here at Shannon and in the Concho Valley to have an angel fund. What it is and what it's used for is to really help our patients in the community in our region that as they go through treatment or the cancer journey, they may encounter some hardships, and luckily the Angel Fund is there to help support them through that journey. So some of the things specifically that our patients can benefit from are maybe financial hardships. There may be some caretaker or transportation barriers that our team and the Angel Fund can really help to overcome those to make sure that we support our patients to get through that journey. All that being said, cancer is not a one-person journey. There's a lot of support and family members that are part of that journey as well, and we're grateful at Shannon to be included in that too.
Children's Miracle Network here at Shannon Medical Center exists to make sure that our local children are able to stay here and get the very best care that they possibly can. The funds that we raise throughout the year go to one of three things. We provide equipment for any department at Shannon that would treat a pediatric patient. We provide therapy programs for our kids, such as Child Life and things of that nature. And then we also provide additional staff training for any medical staff that would treat a pediatric patient. I think raising money for Children's Miracle Network is so important because these families that live and work here in the Concho Valley need to be able to stay here when their kids get sick. If injuries happen or illness happens, then they can stay here where they have their support group. Our kids can maybe be at the hospital and still be able to do their schoolwork. If they are sent somewhere else out of our area, it makes it very, very difficult for those families to stay together and have that support group and ultimately heal faster.
So a nurse here at Shannon can apply for nurse education funds and receive up to $750 to attend a conference of their choice that pertains to their area of nursing. They could also apply for the funds if they are trying to receive a national certification.
Attending these conferences will benefit that nurse hearing from professionals with evidence-based research and just different data of how this worked and how this didn't work, and proper ways to educate a parent that it will stick with the parent. Myself personally, when I was a new mom, I've never put in a car seat. So having a nurse being able to come in and educate me on proper car seat technique and how to make sure it's safe was a huge deal for me, something I would not have known on my own. And that's education that these nurses can gather from attending conferences in their specialty. So pediatrics, one of the things of the conference could have been how to teach proper car seat safety and make sure that it is a reliable car seat and educate parents.
Giving those patients and their families that extra knowledge, that extra support, makes them more comfortable. There's just so much out there for nurses to learn and expand and bring back to the hospital, bring back to your nurses, bring back to your peers, your patients and families, and so.
And get your CE hours also. It's a win-win.
We can be sure that Mrs. Shannon would welcome and encourage others to give in order to continue her vision of quality healthcare in the Concho Valley. Your investment in Shannon allows us to continue to provide the best possible care for each and every patient. A gift of any amount will help fund these programs. No gift is too small. More information about how to get involved will be coming soon, or you can contact the Shannon Development and Fundraising Office.